treatment plan for somebody who's addiction primary. And so we go into our EHR, log in, and we find the person that we're making a treatment plan for. Nice thing is this is pretty much all automated. So I'm going to go to the client list. I'm going to find our guy Jeff. There he is. Nice guy. And once we get him up here, there is a button. The treatment plan is the fourth button from the right. This looks like a little document, so we click on that. And for some reason, I think, all right, so on the upper right-hand side, there are a couple of options: initial treatment plan, Wiley, add office, custom. We're going to do Wiley because these are great. They're already pre-filled out, essentially. And his diagnosis pops up. There's the first thing, and so we click the boxes there, and what happens is as you click things and it auto-saves, it starts adding sections beneath. So you just literally work your way down. And something to remember about this, since he's just a basic alcohol guy, I mean, there could be multiple diagnoses, right? In which case we select all of them. But in this case, we're just doing alcohol since that's all he has. And we generally select from the most salient symptomatic behaviors of his drinking. So, for instance, in his case, he failed to stop or cut down once he started, despite a desire to do so, and the negative consequences that continued use brings. And we could pick another one if we wanted to. For instance, if he has a history of arrests, withdrawal symptoms, suspension of import. We could choose any of these, but frankly, any of these will create the next list down, which is the goals. And this is the nice thing about the Wiley thing, because it's really just a matter of checking boxes for this thing. So let's see. We want to, his goals, for someone like him, he's going to probably benefit by a 12-step situation down the road, so we want him to pick up some 12-step skills. And a lot of these are kind of different ways of saying the same thing. He's already kind of accepted his powerlessness. He's been beaten up pretty badly. And so he needs to learn about addiction a lot. So establish and maintain total abstinence while increasing his knowledge of the disease and the process of recovery. The reason we only pick a couple of these is because every one we pick is going to create a whole bunch of other opportunities, and we're going to end up with a 50-page long treatment plan, which we don't really need. So even if I only selected one instead of two little sections underneath, there would be one, as there is, right? But we're going to go with the 12-step thing because we want him to get plugged into the recovery community. But we're only going to pick one of these for now. We can always extend the treatment plan down the road based on what we find out about him as we go. I always select explore and resolve ambivalence associated with commitment to change behaviors, because that's just an important part, figuring out, once he starts getting on his feet, why he wants to stay sober, right? And so he's going to have ambivalence. He's like, well, I could drink a little bit, or I could smoke pot or whatever. So we want to resolve any ambivalence associated with his commitment level to change. And there are going to be, these are all the same in the second one. So see, there's explore and resolve ambivalence, but we're going to find another one here. Let's see. He has a lot of guilt and shame. Let's see. I want to verbalize understanding of factors that contribute to development. So he understands, to be sure that he understands addiction, where it came from. And what, do some relapse education too toward the end of his visit. So we'll go with those two now. And again, they add different interventions. Now these may vary slightly. So we want to use, let's see, we want to, at some point, to make a list of ways the substance use has negatively impacted his life, so that we can, and the positive ways that non-use will help him in the future. That's a good one. And let's see, I have to pick one from here. We want to assess his intellectual personality and cognitive vulnerabilities, family history, and stresses that might contribute to his chemical dependency. His mom and dad, he's kind of taking care of them, right? So those are factors that can contribute that we're going to have to be aware of. And then we're all done, technically, right? So we've got the full treatment plan here. We've got the alcohol use disorder, fails to stop or cut down despite negative consequences. One goal is to establish and maintain abstinence while increasing his knowledge. Another is to develop 12-step skills. So we hit generate treatment plan, and what's going to pop up, it's going to stop me for a minute because we have to have a start date and an end date. So we like to ideally get these done 72 hours from the time of admission. So if somebody new pops up on our caseload, we want to be able to create a sense of urgency to get a treatment plan done in addition to their biopsychosocial. He came in on 6/5. That's his start date, so we want to make sure that's within, well, let's say we did this on Friday, and it's a 45-day visit, so go out 6 weeks and start guessing what 45 days is. 1, 2, 3, 4, July 3rd, 5, 6, and it's usually a couple more. 43, 2 more days. 45 days, expected length of treatment. So that will fill it in. We could add this if we want to. Reason for admission: client was unable to abstain from drinking. Initial client needs: client presents with a need for psychoeducation on the disease nature of addiction to alleviate the tremendous amount of shame he exhibits. And let's see, family is not presently participating in his recovery process, as client wishes to keep treatment to himself for now. Scroll down, client's unavailable at the moment. And I sign with my magic code. Save it. And we are done. I can print it if I want to so that he has it. I'm just going to save it as a PDF. And next time I have a session with him, I will go over it with him. I don't know why my computer is being slow, but that's it. And that is how you do a treatment plan. There are Wiley auto population checkboxes for pretty much every possible scenario. And so that was an easy one.